I played Assassin's Creed Shadows. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, so let me preface this video by saying that I am a huge fan of samurai and ninja games, especially one set in the same time period that AC Shadows took place, the Sengoku Jidai, or the Warring States period of feudal Japan. It is my favorite historical period to experience in media, and as a tourist. However, this does not make me an expert of feudal Japan or the Sengoku Jidai. Even though I've seen this story be told in documentaries and media like movies and video games, I do not believe I am the right person to talk about historical accuracy or authenticity. Neither will I be covering the vast amount of controversy surrounding Assassin's Creed Shadows. I'm happy to talk shit about Ubisoft being shady as hell, but when it comes to Japanese history and culture, I will not be talking about that. Instead, I definitely recommend two videos made by the YouTube channel The Shogunate, talking about this game as he addresses the controversies surrounding this game while giving informative and not sensationalized facts about Japanese history and culture. I believe that the person behind the Shogunate channel is a trusted source as he's chronicled the entire Sengoku Jidai in his YouTube channel, usually putting sources in his video descriptions. I will be leaving a link down below on my YouTube description and it will contain his videos. But it's time for yours truly to talk about AC Shadows. I played it for 45 hours and I'll be honest, I didn't completely finish it. I did complete Yasuke's questline, but after that, I just didn't feel like continuing with the game anymore. Nor did I want to finish Naoya's quest and get the ending of Assassin's Creed Shadows. Truth is, even with my love for feudal Japan and playing so many games set in the Sengoku Jidai, it wasn't enough to save me from my burnout of Assassin's Creed. Look, I know every Assassin's Creed is technically open world, but I like to group the modern AC games from Origins to Shadows as the grand open world games of the franchise. I started off really enjoying Assassin's Creed Origins and Odyssey, but after playing Valhalla, I was so disappointed and hated the game so much that I didn't even play Mirage. So when Ubisoft announced Assassin's Creed Shadows, at the time it was codenamed Red, I was a bit skeptical, but my love for samurai and shinobi really overshadowed that. Even when it was revealed that Yasuke was going to be one of the protagonists of the game, a very polarizing decision, and even when Star Wars Outlaws was getting shat on, I was still adamant that I was going to play this game. Now, the question is, did I get my money's worth? Honestly, no. Even if I got a good 40 plus hours out of the game, I felt no emotional attachment to Assassin's Creed Shadows. I do think this game is beautiful. This game is really good to look at visually. I love that when seasons change, it shows us the environments of the game with the weather of the season, and it just looks so good. I love that. And I also really dig that this game has stealth systems. Being able to go prone, the return of double assassinations, everything about playing as Naoya just feels like a true AC game. Now, it's not perfect by any means. You can still hide in plain sight if you get what I'm saying. But I really enjoy and do appreciate that they brought back more stealth, something I thought was lacking from modern Assassin's Creed. And the combat here is my personal favorite of the series. Now, it could be just bias for the samurai and ninja weapons, but honestly, it's not like there was much competition in the franchise. Even the older classics, it felt like I was just waiting for an enemy to attack so I could parry them. I never felt like combat was a challenge at all until Assassin's Creed started implementing RPG systems. And even then, like now, with what we have, you could still cheese it with the Kusarigama and, just playing as Yasuke in general. Of course, I also mentioned how much I love the Warring States era of Japan, so it really felt good to see a lot of familiar names in the game. If you're like me, then you are going to enjoy going,
Wait,
hey, I know you, and seeing a historical figure. You're also going to love experiencing Japan in AC Shadows, as there are lots of sights to see and cultures to witness. I will say that this game also had the best romance implementation compared to Valhalla and Odyssey. I've never played Mirage, so I don't know if Basim had romance options, but romance options here, especially for Naue, actually have substance to it. And now, as I'm typing the script for this video, I'm trying to think of other good things to say about the game, but I'm drawing a blank now. Despite the nice stuff about the game I've said so far, I feel empty. A huge reason for that is that for all the good in Assassin's Creed Shadows, it's still Ubislop. I feel like this game could have benefited from being shorter and smaller. If you like being given a bunch of targets to kill, then this game might be for you. For me, however, I was just expecting more. The gameplay loop of Assassin's Creed Shadows is you go to a region and you kill some people, then you get to face the bad guy of the region, and then you kill them with either Naue or Yasuke. Rinse and repeat for the entire game. Oh, did I mention that's just for the main story? The side quests are mostly you get a group of targets and you kill them. Rinse and repeat. That's it. That's the game. There's not much story to be found. Early on, the game did have some story. You could even experience the backstories of Naue and Yasuke before the events of the prologue. But after that, nothing. I did like when the game would give us some character moments between Naue and Yasuke, as well as the allies we could recruit, or even the kid Junjiro. But they're not much. When they kept me interested during the early game, they were gone by the midpoint and the end. I was essentially stuck with the gameplay loop of the game, going to places and just killing my targets. Again and again and again. To tell you the truth, I can't even remember much of the main story targets. Just a few ones that I liked, the rest I completely forgot. And there isn't really a point to synchronize the top of certain areas anymore, aside for fast travel purposes. Synchronizing doesn't reveal the map anymore. You have to either go to the area yourself or use this scout system the game wants you to use. Which isn't bad, but yet kind of negates the point of going to the peak of buildings or trees to synchronize. As for our protagonist, Naue isn't bad. Her story is kind of a cliche revenge story and then it gets dropped after meeting Yasuke. This might be controversial, but personally I thought he was the best thing about the game. Aside from the setting, of course. He was the most interesting part of the game and the one I felt actually had a story from beginning to end. I'm not going to preach about whether he was truly a samurai or not, but for an alt history story, the fictional portrayal of Yasuke I really did like. It's not perfect, like I don't know whose bright idea was it to add trap beats during his combat, but it wasn't all bad. I liked it when Ukombozi played when we returned to playing as Yasuke. And playing as him was really fun. I love clearing castles as him, that I ended up choosing to play mostly as Yasuke whenever it was time to complete a region's story. Now his playstyle is way far from Assassin's Creed, but still. And as for the other historical characters of the game, I did like their portrayals, especially Nobunaga Oda himself, the first great unifier of Japan.
Yagami.
I've seen so many portrayals of the daimyo of Owari, from being a literal demon to a West Taboo, but I think this portrayal of Oda Nobunaga was one of my favorites. It's such a shame we don't get Nobunaga for long. The incident of Onoji happens early in game, so it's a missed opportunity that Nobunaga didn't get more screen time in the story. Now, to conclude this video, the best phrase I could use to describe it is it's all flash, but little substance. You can add some cool flips, but what is going to keep me playing this game? I expect more from a franchise like Assassin's Creed. Instead, we get bugs.
Não por muito tempo. Garantiremos isso.
Nós? Diogo.
Eu fui enviado para aqui porque mais ninguém na minha organização se importava.
We get microtransactions, and a revenge story I've already seen in other Assassin's Creed games. I didn't pay for a full price game just to enjoy the view. If I were to give this game a score, I would give it a 6 out of 10. That is an above average score, but for a AAA game, it's mediocre. If it wasn't full priced, a 6 out of 10 would probably be worth the money spent. This is also the same score I gave Dragon Age: The Veilguard, which is funny. One game is from a franchise I love, and the other is set in a time period I adore, but both seem to have let me down. I wish I could have something positive or optimistic to say about Assassin's Creed to end this video, but with the way things are going, Assassin's Creed Shadows could very well be the last Assassin's Creed game I'll end up playing. Unless they change things. It needs to. I'm tired of this same horse riding animation we've had since Origins. God damn it, fix this, Ubisoft, I'm out!